Yeah.
Today is an off day, so thank you for your time.
No. Thank you. Yeah, no, the dog just had to go to the bathroom. If I don't do that, that's really bad.
It's gonna be flooding.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
it's
how
just
it?
me, like right now. Ellen was at the store. She can do it later, like whenever you want. You just tell me like what you want.
No, okay. No, I just want to get some feedback in terms of how you feel. Just like 5 questions, so that so people know about the training and what type of result it was. Because it's very different than any other training, right? So just
Correct.
want to get some feedbacks on the training so people can understand it a little better.
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I sent you 5 questions. So if you can take a look, maybe just go down that list. Obviously, I don't think you had any problem, right? Like you didn't have any pain or anything like that. So maybe talk about how it is relates to your Tai Chi practice and the
Sure.
running.
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Jeff Calcagni, and the problem I had, like I didn't have a specific issue that I was trying to address. The way I came across your website was a combination of just my constant going through the internet looking for approaches to Tai Chi that might help me in my practice. And for some reason, the search terms that I think I had brought you up. And
Oh, okay.
at the same time, I was also looking for something to help my wife, who was having some significant issues with a neuroma in her foot. So I think the combination of the two search patterns, and maybe seeing a YouTube video where I saw an interview between you and somebody else talking about Tai Chi, and then your practice, just something in what you said just sounded like it made a lot of sense to me. I was hearing a lot about fascia before seeing you, but when I saw you and the way in which you were articulating your approach to it, it just made a lot of sense to me. It sounded more common sense approach, sort of like, as you said before, sort of like looking back at some of the things that are in the texts, the ancient texts that you might see on some of the different classical martial arts, and then having somebody who's interpreting it in a way that maybe a Westerner or somebody else might, it might make more sense to them. And so then I think I took the little questionnaire that you have to go through, take pictures of your foot, tell what the issues
Right.
are.
Assessment.
Right. I've always had very flat feet, and I wore orthotics up until probably, so I'm 52 right now. I wore orthotics until I was about probably like 45. And I had always had like different kinds of issues, like sciatica, different kinds of issues flowing from, which was the reason why I got the orthotics. But I don't think they ever really were fully resolved with orthotics. And then I think I told you this, but I had a lower back. I had an injury that occurred by I was exercising on a trampoline, and for some reason the way I was doing it loosened up my SI joint. And when that happened, that quickly led to a problem with my lumbar discs, because the pain from the SI joint then led me to like walking in a funky way, which then everything got discombobulated. And I wound up doing physical therapy for a full year. But I've always been focused on learning a little bit more about the foot. And when you came across with your approach to it, and it made a lot of sense to me. It just made a lot of sense to me. And the particular Tai Chi that I do, which is Chen style. So I've done Yang and I've done Chen. I've done different ones. Yang style, the way that I've done it has always been a more relaxed, kind of like higher stance. But Chen style, at least the way I'm practicing it, or I've been practicing it, has always been a lower, like a much lower stance. And so I had always had an issue with, I'm pretty flexible, I'm pretty strong, but still, and I would go low. I'd force myself to go low, but like I knew there's something that I was just straining too much to do it. Even though they tell you to relax in a posture, I was like, I don't know how you do that. Like, how do you get down low?
Mhm.
But by doing but by learning the exercises you have taught me, that just totally changed the dynamic of how I approached the stances and the form. And I mean, today I was like, I just came back from Floral Park, New York. I live in Yardley, Pennsylvania, so it takes me like an hour and a half. I came back from this one class, and we were doing these foundational exercises, we call them, and they were very low,
Right.
like horse stances and moving around. And I just, for me, you know, it's a totally different feeling now when I do them. I don't get strained. I'm pushing myself, but I can do them for much longer because I'm using different musculature than I was before. And I don't feel like a tremendous glute connection at all. I mean, this is like, I'm now learning to utilize a different set of muscles than I ever used before. And I know that it's helpful, even though I don't feel the glute connection tremendously. I know because of my wife that it's there. Like, I just know, like, I know that it's there, but I'm starting to feel it a little bit. But I came at this with a very different, you know, as you know, you're trying to teach people who don't have some innate athletic potential ability to develop more of that innate athletic ability. So I'm a guy who just doesn't have a lot of innate, probably glute ability, but it's coming. And I can totally feel the difference in my posture. With the Pilates exercises, like, I know if I don't do them, I get weak, but with these exercises, it's the same thing. Like, you feel, once you've done these for a month or two, and you're just standing there, and then you just realize that you're just kind of like a blob as opposed to being active, which is what you're teaching people. Or at least this stage for me is to be more active with it, because it's not ingrained yet. But I just totally feel weak unless I then activate it, and then I'm like, oh, this feels so much better, and I feel so much stronger. So the exercises you've taught are very simple in my opinion, but very profound in their impact. And you got a lot of tricks up your sleeve. So, like, it's good because you teach things as they, you know, as a person develops, you know what to kind of hit them with. So I just feel as if, you know, you have tremendous things to offer. And for me, it's very helpful for Tai Chi in my practice, and also for helping keep, like, I'm a lawyer by profession, so I sit at a desk and I work at a computer. I have a standing desk, so that helps. So I change things up. But just a simple set of, like, a simple tennis ball and a simple marble, having it by your desk, that, like, every 25 minutes or something, maybe you just get up and do a little bit of those exercises. It's great for the day. I mean, it's really good. So anyway, that's me.
Great, great. I mean, that's a really good story. I think it covers everything.
Cool.